This is Chirag Mahajan,
This is Robert Privett.
and we are from the Vancouver Tech Report, reporting on
The Grow Conference 2013.
here at the Vancouver Convention Center. Let's have a look inside.
Hi, I'm Ramona McLeod. I am the co-founder and CEO of Big Mama Student Services.
My name is Jason Lindstrom. I'm one of the managing partners at a company called Bucket List.
Alexandra Greenhill. I'm co-founder and CEO of My Best Helper.
Bill McEwen, and I'm the founder of Spacelist.
Leaf Bardoy from Kind.
Daryl Hatton, founder and CEO of Fundraiser.
I'm Danae Ringelman, founder and chief customer officer at Indiegogo, the world's largest crowdfunding platform. You're listening to the Vancouver Tech Report on CiTR 101.9 FM at UBC.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Ramona McLeod. I am the co-founder and CEO of Big Mama Student Services.
And what does Big Mama Student Services do?
We are an online marketplace that helps students buy, rent, and sell their textbooks to and from each other so that they can say goodbye to the campus bookstore.
Well, that's going to be very valuable for UBC students especially, and then all students across the world. What sort of platforms are you going to be hosting this service on?
Right now, we've got it hosted on the web. Very shortly, we are going to have a Kik card through which students will be able to send the pages to each other, and they can actually process their transactions right in the card. And we're super excited about it because it means that they can connect with all of their friends no matter where they are in the country.
What's some of the weaknesses of the current campus bookstore system?
Well, the current system basically is predicated upon having a captive audience. So what happens is students aren't given a lot of choice, they're not given options. If they end up buying a custom package, they can't do anything with it once their course is over. We have the ability to add and customize our own product pages. So if a student has a custom package that they're hoping to, rent out to a follow-on student, we can help them do that. Nobody else has that option. We can actually make it super easy for students to deal with those books that the campus store doesn't want to buy back, that they've run out of, that you name it, where there's a pain point in the campus bookstore. We've tried to think of what it is and address it so that it's super easy.
What do you think about Vancouver as a place to start up a business?
Vancouver's an awesome place to start up a business, especially a tech business, because we've got phenomenal resources like Launch Academy. And if somebody wants to start a tech business, I really recommend they check out Launch Academy. It's been invaluable for us.
What are some of the things you've learned here that will apply to your business?
We're learning things about how to design the web page for our products. It's also about learning what's considered failure and what is a mistake, and what's the difference, and why you want to avoid mistakes and embrace failure, which is basically a teaching opportunity.
My name is Jason Lindstrom. I'm one of the managing partners at a company called Bucket List, and I'm just here to learn about product development and about the funding side of the business as well.
Now, what does Bucket List do?
Bucket List helps people track and achieve their life goals.
In what sort of fashion?
It's a website. It's an online community where people can go register. They can find new ideas on bucket list items. Like some people want to skydive, other people want to help others with like ideas around philanthropy. And then the site helps enable people to achieve those goals by allowing people to set due dates, providing little dashboards to manage their goals, and we also give discounted services allowing people to achieve their goals as well. And it currently has around 65,000 members around the world, and we're one of the global leaders at what we do. So
what are your experiences in Vancouver? Are you from Vancouver?
Yeah, I grew up in Vancouver. This is our third startup. We built up the first one, first business, which got acquired last year, which was started actually out of Simon Fraser University, and that was acquired in July of last year. And then my business partner, I started up another business, which we still own, and we're now working on our third one, all out of the Vancouver region. So.
And you find Vancouver is a healthy community for tech startup?
I think so, yeah. There's lots of awesome developers. There's some really good designer and UX people. So in the digital space, I really like it. There's a lot of great organizations around town.
So what have you learned in each iteration of a tech company that you start, and each startup? What do you feel that you've learned as the years go by?
The first time around, it was just like it's a mixture of like business fundamentals and it was a digital tech agency, so we learned how to create websites. So everything from digital marketing to how to create an easy-to-use platform. We also learned about things like leadership, how to do team building, how to all the business fundamentals. And then the next business time around, we're building more of a product-based business. So we learned how to build like a much larger customer base. We focus more on a SaaS business model. So instead of a services, we switched to a product focus. And the third time around, it's a scale. We want to do something really, really big. We want to be a global leader at what we do. So.
All right, I'm Chirag Mahajan at the Grow Conference for Vancouver Tech Report. I am here with
Matt Lockyer. I'm with myself, and I have a small company called Semi Digital, and we're making a social media visualizer product called Socializer.
So is this like a web-based visualizer for social media?
Exactly. It's all developed in WebGL, and it's for events, concerts, bars, clubs, and essentially it's high-end visuals that will bring a social media stream into your event and create an incentive to tweet and post Instagram pics.
So when did you get this idea, and how has it taken off so far?
About 3 months ago, I saw a lot of other competitors in the space, and I thought that you could bring a lot more bang with high-end visuals and delivered through WebGL. So I'd been developing it for the past 3 months, pretty early stages right now, but I've got some beta events that are going to be launching the product and demoing it for me early in September.
So for all the young people out there who are trying to get into coding, what's the number one thing that you recommend people do to take off?
Well, I started out, I knew how to code, and I thought I didn't need a computer science degree, but it really helps. So it seems kind of theoretical, and it seems like you're wasting your time, but right now I'm really glad I did it because it helps me prototype and develop things a whole lot faster and not paint myself into a corner. So there's a value in higher education, and also just you have to tinker, you have to do it yourself. You have to get out there, check out what's out there, code examples, and you have to code.
So I've heard people say that Vancouver might potentially be the next Silicon Valley of Canada. How do you respond to that?
I've heard that too, and things are definitely heating up. It's been 3 months development for me, and about a month reaching out into the startup community here. And I've noticed that just there's an overwhelming wave of events and enthusiasm here in the city, and I think it's great. I think it's on its way.
Awesome.
Hi, this is Matt Lockyer, and you're listening to CiTR 101.9 Vancouver Tech Report at UBC.
Want to know what's up at UBC? Read the UBC. It's only the largest student newspaper in Western Canada, and it's written and edited entirely by UBC students. The UBC is your source for on-campus news, culture, and sports. New editions come out every Monday and Thursday. For breaking news as well as amazing videos and blogs, check out ubc.ca.
The question, what kind of cities do we want to live in? How do we want our cities to be? Cannot be divorced from the question of what kind of people we want to be.
Join me, your host Andrew Longhurst, every Tuesday at 5 p.m. for The City, an hour dedicated to critical discussions of urban issues. live on CiTR 101.9 FM and CiTR.ca. For more info, visit thecityfm.org.
All right, my name is Chirag Mahajan. I'm with the Vancouver Tech Report here at the Grow Conference 2013. Exciting times. I am here with
Daryl Hatton, founder and CEO of Fundraiser.
Well, welcome to Vancouver Tech Report. What do you think of the conference so far?
Oh, this is fantastic. I've been at Grow every year since it started. It's amazing to see how much is growing and how much energy the tech community in Vancouver is gaining from this conference.
So tell us about Fundraiser. What is its primary goal?
Well, Fundraiser is a crowdfunding platform. We make it easy for anyone to raise money for almost any kind of cause. Forbes just said we're one of the top 6 platforms in the world. So we're the only platform that's based in Canada that's achieved anywhere near that success. And we've helped tens of thousands of people raise money for all sorts of things. Personal health care, if you've got cancer and you can't pay the bills, your friends will sometimes help you out with that. Examples like that.
So tell us about the TIA award that you have won.
Well, this year, Fundraiser won the most promising startup at the BC Technology Industry TIA Awards, Technology Impact Awards. So it's a little bit like the Academy Awards for tech companies here. And I had to go up and do the speech, try not to thank my mom and thank everybody like that. But as a social media guy, we had to have some fun. So I tweeted from stage, and the winner is Fundraiser. And got a few people laughing about the way we have, the way these things have changed.
And what do you find most entrepreneurs are lacking in some ways in terms of skill to get them going financially?
A lot of them don't understand yet kind of the path that they're on and the various stages. So they get conservative in what they're trying to accomplish, and then that really diminishes their chances of getting funded. So it's a little bit, you have to dream big, act big, take big, bold steps, and then the funding can happen. If you are a little bit Canadian and conservative, not so much.
And find a good accountant, because that'll help.
Well, keeping the numbers in order is massively helpful. And I got a guy involved very, very, very early in my company. And our joke is he keeps me out of jail because we file all the reports properly, we get all the government grants we should, and he pays for himself many times over.
Fantastic. I've heard, rumor has it, that Vancouver is about to be like the next Silicon Valley of Canada. What do you think about that?
Oh, we already are. We just don't do a very good job of telling people about it. There's a tremendous number of very talented tech companies in this city, and we're just starting to break out on world stage. You get to see companies like Hootsuite that are leading the way with that, but there's a whole bunch behind them that are going to do it as well.
You know quite a bit about entrepreneurship already, but is there one thing you're looking forward to learn here at the conference?
The conference for me is really about connecting with people. I mean, some of the sessions are always surprisingly impactful. I didn't realize when I sat in the one this morning on Hooked how much I was going to learn about the way people interact with apps. So I don't know that I knew ahead of time, but for me it's always about the connections I make. And every time I've been at this conference, I've made significantly important business-changing connections. So it's been a huge value for me.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for talking to us on Vancouver Tech Report.
Thanks, CJ. Really appreciate it.
Hi, this is Chirag Mahajan from Vancouver Tech Report here at the Grow Conference 2013. And I'm here with
Danae Ringelman from Indiegogo.
Hi, Danae. We want to talk to you about crowdfunding. Could you please enlighten us?
Sure. Well, I can speak to you about open crowdfunding because that's what Indiegogo does. And what Indiegogo is the world's largest global funding platform where anybody can go to raise money for whatever they're passionate about or fund whatever they're passionate about. That's what Indiegogo is.
How did the company get started? Because you and Eric and Slava wanted to start a company but didn't have the funding, so you decided to start this instead.
Yeah, I always say if we had Indiegogo to help fund Indiegogo, it wouldn't have taken so long to get Indiegogo off the ground. But my co-founders and I came together out of a deep mutual frustration for how inefficient and therefore unfair finance was. I was the daughter of 2 small business owners, watched them struggle for 30 years to grow their business because not once could they access an outside loan or a bank loan. I also then went into finance to understand this, and I failed single-handedly, just like my parents, in accessing traditional capital because I didn't know the right people, and helping artists and theater producers and filmmakers on the side raise money, even though I was actually in finance at the time. In a parallel life, my co-founders, Eric and Slava, were struggling raising money. Eric for a theater company in Chicago, and Slava for a charity event to raise money for cancer research, which he had started as a way to deal with the fact that he lost his father when he was a young boy. And so all of us were very frustrated with how hard and inefficient and how it was to raise money and access traditional forms of capital. So when we got together, I had kind of envisioned this offline fund idea with a democratic twist, but when I met them, they said, if you want to truly democratize fundraising today, you have to take this online. And so the three of us came together at that point, and the rest is history. That's when we created Indiegogo. The word crowdfunding didn't exist back then, and to this day, our ethos is the same, which is remain open. There's no gatekeepers on Indiegogo. We don't pick and choose projects that come onto our site, because that's the only way to truly build an engine for the world that empowers the people to fund what matters to them.
And going back to banks for a second, capital and collateral are the two things banks have to deal with when lending loans. So what do you think it is about banks these days? What are they lacking about recognizing talent and recognizing quality in small businesses?
Sure. Well, the whole system, the financing system that banks lean on, which is the lending system, essentially is lending money to businesses that either have a track record or, in rare occasions, to new businesses with less track record. But typically getting loans for those new businesses is really tough because what banks are trying to do is forecast their risk and forecast the potential return and make sure that the return justifies the risk that they're taking. And so it's pretty much guesswork. And they pull from other industries, they pull from companies similar to yours, and they try to come up with a guess and guess how likely it is your business will work or not. What Indiegogo is doing is we're changing all of that because as a result of what happens is a lot of bank lenders have to say no because they just can't justify the risk. To make the loan. And we actually had a campaign, for example, called Emmy's Organics, which was one of these new young businesses that had gotten their first bank loan to start the business, very small. They had done so well in growing their gluten-free macaroon business, they actually had the opportunity to get distribution into a local regional grocery store chain. Mind you, the founder of this company was a young woman named Samantha who was literally just out of college. And so this was her first business, and she wanted to make it happen. So with this huge opportunity to get her product in the grocery store, the only twist in it is that she had to update her packaging to make it happen, and that was going to cost her $15,000. So she had just taken out a $10,000 loan a few months prior. She went back to the bank to take out another $15,000, and they said, sorry, doesn't match our risk return profile. Again, doesn't fit what the bank needs. And so rather than give up and grow slowly, she said, I'm turning to Indiegogo and I'm going to raise the $15,000 there. And in 3 weeks she did, and she did it by engaging her current customers. They pulled in their friends and family, and she actually grew her customer base, all because people were funding her $5, $10, $25, $100 at a time, oftentimes in exchange for macaroons. So there is a great example of a woman who started a business that was able to grow her business because the traditional finance system had failed her, and within a month she had, her product in grocery stores within that region, and then within 6 months after that she was distributing her product across 40 states across America. So that was huge growth. She's hiring people. Now banks can't wait to lend to her, all because Indiegogo came in the nick of time to help her, catalyze and grow her business.
She became less risky because she was more profitable, basically.
It became less risky because when people are voting with their dollar, saying, I want your business to grow and exist so badly, I'm willing to give you my money now in exchange for the product in the future, in exchange for something else in the future, that's an incredible validation of your business. And it's better than any like button could ever indicate. It's better than any focus group could ever tell you. What I like to say is there's no better indication of market interest than the market itself. And that's what Indiegogo's doing.
You've met a bunch of amazing entrepreneurs here. You've met a bunch of people who are starting up companies from scratch by themselves. What do you think is the one quality people have here that really pushes them forward?
I think the one fundamental key to success for any entrepreneur is staying authentic to your why. To why are you starting this business? Because and what problem you're trying to solve. Because a lot of entrepreneurs that get distracted by, oh, big money over here, oh, this is a quick arbitrage opportunity over here, I'll just do a quick flip. The path to success is always circuitous, it's never direct, and it's really hard. And if you're not hell-bent on solving the problem that you're trying to solve, you're going to give up because it's just too hard. For Indiegogo, it took us 3.5 years before anybody would really notice. And now we have thousands of competitors and it's a growing industry, which is great flattery if you want to call it that. But what it really means to us is that we actually were right and we saw the future and the vision is playing out in the way we envisioned, and we just need to keep following that. And the reason it's working is because the three co-founders, my co-founders and I, are irrationally passionate about solving finance and how broken it is, because it's leaving thousands and millions of ideas unborn every year because of how it's set up. And so we need to eliminate that. We need to eliminate the gatekeepers, create an ecosystem where all ideas rise to the top, and then what were gatekeepers, call them VCs or banks, their roles now shift to one of influencers or amplifiers, where they can discover the great stuff that's popping up and amplify it further. And in the end of the day, that's probably why they got into the business of being a venture capitalist or a bank lender in the beginning. They wanted to unleash dreams. They didn't want to kill dreams. So we just helped them do more of that.
Could you just talk about what Indiegogo is doing with Canadian universities and students?
Yeah. So, well, first of all, I want to give a big shout out to Canada, because this has been the second largest market since day one. We've had campaigns all across the country in every category. We've had people raise money for, a punk band, Protest the Hero, raised $350,000 to make their next album when they were getting creatively constrained by their label. So they said goodbye to their label and they went right to their fans. We've had awesome campaigns here in British Columbia, one being Bestie, which was the currywurst. Basically, it's a sausage and beer parlor in Chinatown, raised $15,000. We had a cool button tracker, raised $350,000 here from Vancouver. Some artists across the water there in Vancouver Island in Victoria. So all kinds of cool campaigns coming to life. What's exciting is that students are awesome Indiegogoers. Why? Because they're passionate. The sky is the limit. They're willing to work hard, and they're willing to, share and collaborate with the world. And that's what Indiegogo is about, is we're giving you the platform to share and collaborate, invite people into your process. A testament to that is we've already partnered with OCAD, Ontario College of Art and Design. We're talking to a ton of other universities right now that are all trying to bring Indiegogo to students. And so I can't wait to announce more stuff coming in the future.
Students these days might be a bit hesitant to get off the couch and get started. What's the one thing you'd love to say to them to just get them going?
No more excuses. We always could say, oh, I'll write that book one day, or I'll start that food truck one day once I get the money. But, I have to work a job, 9 to 5. I can only save so much money every week, every month, et cetera. It's going to take me 10 years to save enough to actually go do it. Not anymore. No more excuses. What's so exciting is that what Indiegogo is doing, I honestly think, is unleashing this energy that resides in all of us that maybe has been hibernating because of the way the world has been, and making sure you follow rules, go to school, all that kind of stuff, which is all really good training and groundwork. But it's time to unleash that independent spirit. It's time to bring it out, and Indiegogo is the platform to do it, because there's nothing standing between you and your idea than yourself and your crowd and your audience. And so if you can go find them and engage them, and if you're willing to work hard, there's no reason why you can't succeed. And that's beautiful. I'm Danae Ringelman, founder and chief customer officer at Indiegogo, the world's largest crowdfunding platform. You're listening to the Vancouver Tech Report on CiTR 101.9 FM at UBC.
to the depths of the seas, and I run light speed till I can't feel my knees. I fly to the highest summits and I let the clouds break my fall when I plummet. I walk from one end of the earth to the other on the moonlight, all in one night. Oh, in the afterlife. You a shelter, but baby in the cold you won't need a sweater, no. I spin till I make new colors and paint them places while you create others in. And we'll paint our picture till we get it right. Oh, in the afterlife. Forever, not to be found. Now you're living in a different town. Whoa, no one can find us anywhere but here. I'm just drifting, wishing you were near. Oh, the afterlife.
$1 billion on the ground, all stretched out and uncurled, would extend about 4 times around the circumference of the world.
Become a friend of CiTR and get great discounts in the West End at
212 Productions Limited, The Baker and the Chef, Bang on T-shirts, Bistitute Records, Dream Apparel and Articles for People, Down Levy Snack Bar, The Fall Tattoo, Fortune Sound Club, Hits Boutique, Pacific Cinematheque, Perch, Project Space, Scratch Records, Vinyl Records, and Zoo Shop.
It pays to be a friend of CiTR. To find out more, visit us in room 233 of the Sub on the UBC campus or online at citr.ca.
How much do you know about bikes? Everything? Perfect. Nothing at all? Even better. At the UBC Bike Kitchen, you can use our space and tools to do your own bike maintenance, get one-on-one instruction on how to fix your bike yourself, or drop your bike off for us to repair. You can also buy a fully refurbished, guaranteed used bicycle, or a variety of new and used parts and accessories. The Bike Kitchen is UBC's